Yes, people done. How are we doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Grows Not Shows. Today we have got a special event going on. We have got a physique rating podcast. So we put a thing up on Instagram saying, hey, let's rate your physiques. Tap if you're in, and some people tapped, and so they're in. First of all, we'll start off with how me and Camille are doing. My week has been uneventful as fuck, so we're just not going to talk about it. Okay, it's literally been the same thing on repeat. I'm not talking about it. Fucking Luke asked me this morning on Catabolic Window, and I literally had nothing. It's coaching, inquiries, planning preps. That's my week summarized, and it's me slowly building muscle. Camille, how's your week been?
Slowly building muscle. I think I'm coming to that point in my bulk now where it's like, when you're on, it's like, how do I describe this? It's like when you're on the edge of a cliff, like, it's about to get shagged. Like, I can tell because one, I'm sleeping way more than I was before, like napping 3 hours in the day on top of the 7 to 9 hours I'm already getting, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm struggling to get through the last big sets of the session. So for example, today when I got to my fourth exercise on my rows, I was like, mate, I am fucked. Like, I could barely even move my hand. That's how fucking pumped I was. And it's crazy because I'm not training legs at the moment, and I thought my recoverability would be fucking mint because of that. But my upper has progressed so ridiculously quickly that even now, just from training upper, I'm still running into recovery issues. So yeah, obviously we spoke about with Jack potentially increasing the dose, which will be interesting. Potentially chucking in another compound, potentially a bit of growth. We will see. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. Rehab is going well. That's the most important part. I feel yesterday was the first day I felt no pain, no niggles, no discomfort, nothing. I felt fucking nothing, which is really cool. So yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, so we're thinking of putting in some growth as a way of kind of improving composition to help with the rehab and help with rest and recovery, and also just generally add to our enhancement without adding more androgens, because there's just not really much need. Instead, we can play on a few different pathways and levers. Anyway, we have got to start off with, we've got the big man, DD Bodybuilding, Mr. Dan Duke. Welcome.
We go.
Now, Dan hasn't got fucking front side back shots, right? He's kind of just got
the back shots.
He's kind of just got this is a real. This works. Okay, sound. Is it going to load? There we go. Okay, wow. Cheers for the big delay. So this is obviously back to being peeled on prep. What are we thinking, K-Mizzle? What are we thinking, lad?
I think first and foremost, when rating someone's physique, you got to understand that height plays a big role, right, in insertions. Now, Dan is a taller lad. He's taller than me. I think Dan's about 6'2". So proportions are going to look a bit different on someone that's 6'2" compared to someone who's 5'4". Right. So I'm just going to put that out there before.
Yep.
I think Dan has a really, really impressive physique. I think instead of nitpicking specific body parts, it would be difficult to say if anything specifically needs to get bigger, because I think he's relatively balanced. But I think everything just needs to get bigger cumulatively. Obviously he's fucking peeled, which was the most important part of him stepping on stage. I think definitely some thickness in the legs, and depending what he wants to compete in, I'm assuming it'd be bodybuilding. But then again, just everything needs to get bigger. It's not going to be nitpicking, oh yeah, his rear delt on his right side needs to be bigger. It's just all needs to be bigger,
Yeah, speaking to Dan, kind of the main areas that we came up with that could improve would be the ones that spilled easily and came in slowly.
Exactly.
So glutes, hams, low back in particular, kind of could have done with a bit more. Generally a bit more upper, his legs grow pretty well. But yeah, like you mentioned there, you have to make reference to height. And the other thing I probably should have asked people is aspirations of their physique.
Yeah,
there's no,
as well.
there's no such thing as a good physique, really. There's like good physique based on what category.
Yeah.
Like if your goal is to look like a twink and you have no muscle, then great, you've got a good physique. But like equally, if your goal is to be morbidly obese and you're shredded, you've got bad physique. So like, yeah, we need to bear that in mind. But yeah, I think I would agree there. Again, most of the places, Dan came to me being like, oh, maybe a bit more top line. And I'm like, yeah, but like it's one of them ones where it's like everyone could do a more top line. But if I were to nitpick, I would say if I'm going to pick two, because I feel like that's the point of this game, I would probably say arms and then potentially low back, just from a conditioning standpoint. What are you going for, K-Miz, if you got to pick two?
I think arms definitely, and I think hamstrings as well.
Yeah, that's what it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because like hamstrings and low back are those ones where it's like, they're kind of always going to be weaknesses or always going to be things that you could kind of improve on. Okay, so here we have the big hash meat, big man Aaron. I've got lots of clients going on today. He's not got his legs out. That's not what we want. We want legs.
Get your legs out.
Get your legs out, bro. This is right, Aaron. You've got good
creator.
Yeah, but Aaron, you've got good fucking legs. Do not cover up your legs. We'll do the last time he was lean. Do the photo shoot, okay? So here we go. Are they all shots of Aaron? Yes, they are. Okay, sweet. So we've got an ab and thigh. Bit of a posing error there on the quads. Hands on hips most muscular. Side tricep. Another hands on hips most muscular. Back lat. A kind of transition shot. Side chest taken from a not so nice angle. Right. What are we saying, big man? What are we reckon? If you're going to pick, we'll say two areas for everyone.
Okay. So in this case, I would say Aaron isn't as peeled as Dan was. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Obviously, his upper is quite in, but his legs are still a little bit watery.
Yeah.
But then again, majority of people tend to hold a lot more fat in their legs anyway, especially men. I think definitely this upper region, go back. This upper region, like shoulders, traps, chest, that is pretty well developed, I would say. Then again, I would have to see his legs, but I'm erring more towards the side of legs and lats. Again, it really just depends on what he'd want to compete in. But to build a more overall aesthetic physique, I would just say more legs and more lats. Because I think the upper cross region, like his chest, shoulders, and arms, is pretty fucking well developed compared to the rest of his physique.
Yeah. I think the thing I would say about Aaron is we called Dan a taller lad, so we'll call Aaron a shorter lad. Sorry, mate. The issue that he has is kind of similar to myself in that, like, you can build thickness decently, but you need a bit more width, I feel. So I think lats and side delts would be areas that could never get too much volume for Aaron, but more immediately, he's got good shape to his legs. It's just like, you look at this shot and it's like the upper does shadow the lower quite drastically. Granted, they're not all the way in, but yeah, I feel like
it could be posing as well, to be fair.
Exactly. So kind of in the case of like I was talking to Carl Redfern, your client, because he responded, he wanted one privately, and funnily enough, he said I said the same things as you, which was perfect. I was like, thank God. Imagine if we said opposites. When it comes to like leg development, if you're just looking for like two areas to add the biggest size to your legs, quad and adductors, especially quads, like it's very rare that I take someone who needs more lower balance. Like if I look at this shot, yeah, hamstrings and calves could do with more work, but hamstrings don't make up as much of your leg as your quad. And if this sweep was nuts, I wouldn't really give a shit, especially in a photo shoot, that like there's not mad hamstring. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
I think I would say for big man Hashmi, I would say quad and adductors would be the most immediate focus, and they are coming up quite nicely, so they're not something we're really having to focus on too much. All right, what were your two again, mate? Sorry.
I'd say legs, or quads and lats.
Quads and lats is also a shout. Now we've got lots of clients.
The man in pro.
Yeah, Mr. Nat. So Nat is our teen bodybuilder, the first teen bodybuilder that we've got on the academy. Now, these shots are a little bit out of date. He's more wham and peeled than this. And posing has been improved from this. But if we have a look through his shots, so here we have a most muscular here, hands clasped, very nice. We've got a side chest. Here we've got a side tricep. Okay, I think I'm seeing what I'm going to go for. An ab and thigh. And then we've got a front double, a front lat. This is he's got poor scap mobility, I will say. Okay, so his ability to get his lats out is pretty poor. Can you see that pinching already?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Proper stuck scaps. Okay, what are we saying? 2 areas, mate. Go for it.
The thing that popped out immediately to me was probably chest. I would say go back to the side shots, please.
Mate, no, you're good.
I would say like more thickness across, especially that upper. The lower chest is pretty well developed, but like that upper chest region, the fuck, what are they called? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. Whatever, fucking yeah, that's the one. The clavicular fibers could be a little bit more developed, just to give him a little bit more pop on the side. I'd say comparatively, his legs are actually pretty well developed compared to his physique. You can really see the hamstring drop, the quad sweep from the front. You can see some vascularity, so that's pretty well developed. I would say chest and arms personally.
Yeah, chest I can definitely agree with. Back is a hard one because
I think his back is more of a posing rather than size issue. I think if you release those scaps, he would pose a lot better, and his back would look a little bit bigger.
Legs are something that he's developed through this prep, through working with us.
That's really impressive.
What's that?
That's really impressive. Fair fucking play.
Yeah. So kind of a lot of this size and mass is very new. So it's not something I'm concerned about really. Quads, I'd like to see a little bit more shape too, in terms of like that VL just coming out a little bit more, but just size and time is going to get that. Like you can see again, like the way his adductors insert, they're going to be lovely as they grow out. We can see from this left VL here, there is some nice bowing there. Again, posing is something that can kind of come into that. Structure wise, you know, decent clavicle width there compared to hips. Again, just more size overall. It's really hard on a teen bodybuilder to kind of nitpick, but
that's what I mean. It's like with like 2 body parts. It's like we're very nitpicky right now. So anyone who's listening, it's like majority of people, including me and Jack as well, who have been training for a little bit longer, and also are on PEDs. It very much is a get everywhere still. You really start to nitpick body parts when you actually compete and you stand against other people, especially in the category that you want to compete in, you know, because we're not taking into account, what's he going to compete in, what category, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so far we've had pretty much everyone with bodybuilding focus, but as we go through, there's a few that I know that aren't, and I'll flag them. I would say, I think chest and arms is a decent shout. I might skew slightly. I might go chest and delts, just because I feel like between arms and delts, but
you can. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. The delts are there from the side.
Yeah. It's hard. I think chest then either arm or delt. I don't think you can go, if you were to overdevelop the arm or the delt as well as the chest, I don't think you could go wrong. I think it would add a lot to this physique. That, free the scaps, give the legs more time, easy peasy. This is a good physique.
Agreed.
That's what I'm going with. Okay.
I'd free the scaps.
We've now got
the main man himself.
I thought he changed his name, Mr. N-Bomb. So, Neo's a funny one, in that initially when we started, we were looking at men's physique. More so now, if he were to compete, we're still unsure. It's looking more like it's going to be classic.
I think so.
So
I've seen Neo's physique like a lot, obviously, because I'm really good mates with him as well. Like Neo has a ridiculously strong back. I would say that's probably the thing that stands out to me the most. Like any rear shot is just Neo fucking clears. I think main thing for him would be to bring in the legs, especially from the rear, because if he brought in those hamstrings and those quads and like, but to be fair, like that photo is, I would say is quite balanced.
Yeah. The back, we did one very extreme back block, and since then he's had a good back.
Yeah.
Like it was like 20 plus sets of back, and the fucker was recovering from it. I even went to train with him.
Sorry.
I went to train with him because low key I was like, he's got to be phoning this in. Like, there's no way. We did a session. I pushed him, and he still progressed it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? He's similar to myself, had knee issues, so that always complicates leg training. Delts, his delts are pretty strong.
Knee taper is strong, like his shoulder to waist ratio, like you can see from that shot specifically, like how wide his clavicles are compared to his waist. He's got good abdominal insertions as well, so like it's just like an aesthetically pleasing physique.
Yeah, it is pretty classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
The two I would say that we don't really need to put too much volume into, it's more so just time, especially given the current trajectory he's on. Adductors and biceps. I think you close that midline there, you close that gap, and then just grow systemically from there. That's going to look really nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of bodybuilding is like closing gaps and just making yourself look as big as possible in shots.
Yeah. But he's got like really nice shape and muscularity. He is very classic. I think that's very classic. Okay. Now we're going into the non-clients. So we've got Harry Pierce inquired for the academy a while back. So I appreciate the interest, big man. Hope everything is going good. So here we go. Okay, so we've got we have to kind of get some context clues here. So we've got a bit more of, I would probably argue, a bit more lifestyle-y. PT/coach here, and probably just generally going for like lean and muscular. Okay, so I think the main okay, well, to be fair, I'm a waffler, so well actually is this that's complicating things.
Is fucked.
Yeah, that is mad. Is that him? No, it's not. Come on, mate. I have to start asking people to send shots of themselves. Be like, right, send me a fucking checking shot.
Yeah, we probably should have done that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Could have made our life easier.
Okay. That looks like it's the most recent. Oh wait, no, this is the most recent. I see. Okay, I'm assuming this. Old, new, old, new, old. Okay, I think. Anyway, so let's kind of run through. So here we've got like a modified most muscular. What are we thinking? First of all? Obviously, we haven't got legs, so we can only go from kind of the waist up.
Go back to the first one.
So this is old physique, I believe.
And then new one.
New physique.
Yeah, I would say, again, it's very difficult from these kind of physique shots because we don't have an overall picture of the physique. Like Jack said, we can't judge the legs. The first thing that jumps out to me would be the shoulders. They look well developed. Obviously, you got the vascularity there as well, which looks a little bit freaky. Go forward one. I'll go forward.
There we go. Sorry, mate. Are you cut out on my end? What were your two?
Yeah, go forward one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, a modified ab and thigh.
And then one more.
Side chest.
Yeah. So from that, like the arm development, I would say is pretty balanced to the shoulder development. You can see from that the shoulder development is actually quite good. I would say more abs, just to build a more balanced physique. Like more ab development generally would just look a little bit more aesthetic, especially from those front shots, and then probably more chest as well. We don't have any back. Is there any like back shots?
I don't believe so. No, there isn't.
Yeah, so again, we're just literally going from the front of your physique. But I'd say arms and shoulders comparatively is probably your strong point. I would say chest and abs would be best thing for you to develop.
Yeah, I think the main thing I would say, if I could be so blunt, Harry, is condition. I think there's a lot more size underneath this condition than you realize. I think this shot is taken as if to say like, hey, look at my condition. And I think another 5 or so kilo off of this would bring some nasty definition out. And I think it would completely shift the balance of your physique. I think you'd be really surprised. Now, again, we're kind of only really working with abs, chest, arms, delts here, as Camille's pointed out. So Yeah, I think arms and delts are fairly balanced. I'm going to go instead of saying like abs and chest, I'm basically going to say the same thing as Camille, but just in slightly different wording. I say condition and chest. I think just some overall conditioning here would really bring out your physique. And if I might give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain for anyone who's not a coach, it's definitely going to draw the eyes of some more clients as well. From a business perspective,
Yeah.
a nice 8, 10, 12 fairly rapid mini cut. If, to be honest, mate, if you could pull like 10-15% off this, and if you could do that, like that's pretty nasty, that's pretty aggressive, but I think that would really turn some heads, and I think you'd really like what you saw in the mirror even more than you do now. That would be my feedback. Okay, here's an interesting one.
No way.
Will Guerrero.
That's go on his yeah.
Well, he answered in his personal one. So big man Will. Now he hasn't posted any physique shots in a minute.
There's got to be some.
How many of these 40 weeks? 8 weeks. Well, that's not really too helpful, is it? Okay.
This is doable.
Yeah, we can work with this. So again, no legs.
So I already know exactly what I'm going to say, but
me and Camille know Will, and we know his physique well. So you take it away, mate, and I'll probably just agree.
Yeah. So first and foremost, his strongest areas has to be his arms. Like his arms.
Ridiculous.
Insertions are fucking ridiculous, and he has like really, really, really big arms. That's the first thing that stands out. He used to have a weak chest, and now is very developed because of his training, which is really, really good. He's got good abdominals. He's quite lean in this. Wait, show the rest of the video. Yeah, and then pause it there. So like delts very, very well developed now, I would say, both front, middle, and rear. I think main thing for Will, due to injury, is going to be bringing up his legs, albeit now he is training his legs, which is really, really good. He's not training his upper, which is unfortunate. So I would say legs and lats, definitely. Will has really thick lats, but not much width. He has very well developed traps, but he needs more width from the rear and more width from the front. So I would say personally legs. Let's go hamstrings, because I know hamstrings are a little bit weaker than quads, and lats.
Yeah, agreed. I think legs generally, unfortunately, because of injuries. Beyond that, I would say lats first, and then potentially again because of injuries, some chest might not go amiss. My advice to you, Will, is when training is kind of back up and running, is of all of the lat movements you can do, find one that you are inexplicably shit at and get good at it. Because like Camille said, what you're already currently doing has given some thickness to your lats. Instead of kind of going for lifts that you tend to get on with quite well, that tend to be fairly strong, I would try and embrace some novelty. So if you're doing a lot of rows, go for more vertical work. If you're not doing any pullovers, get some pullovers in. If you're doing a ton of pullovers, get some rows and vertical work in, etc., etc. If you're struggling with knowing kind of what exercise sequencing or selection to pick, drop us a message. But as like general advice, if you want some really bro-y advice that tends to work quite well, if you have a body part that's growing okay, but not quite in the way that you want it to, find lifts that you're kind of crap at and nail them. For me, my chest is fine. It's not great.
Fine, okay.
It is lagging, so I want a bit more.
Sorry.
Nah, it is, bruv. So I'm focusing on like finding lifts and presses that I tend to suck at. So typically a bit more kind of like flat, I'm pretty decently strong. But as soon as I get to like anywhere to mid incline or above, that's where I get significantly weaker. And I actually get weaker if I remove the lockout as well. And I kind of focus on like length and partials almost. So
I will say as well, like Will has a very like bodybuilder, like open sort of physique. Yeah. Like Will can put a lot of fucking thickness onto his physique because of his traps, because of his arms. If he developed his quads and his legs overall, like he would have a nasty, like open type of physique, I reckon.
Yeah. Agreed. He's got really nice insertions. All right. Tom Watson, the big man from Norton, the lover of this filter. I love you, Tom, but bro, if you got a bin off this filter, it's not the vibe. It's not the vibe. Is it because the CapCut template put it on? I'm assuming. Anyway, here we go. So we've got a few different like physique shots. Right. Sweet, sweet. Okay, so we haven't really got too many back shots. So we're just going to kind of take it out of the ruling because, to be honest, it's easy to kind of, when someone doesn't show a pose, be like, oh, that's probably the weak one. But also, when it comes to like posing, some people just have favorites. Okay, so we've got a bit of leg here. Okay, and then we've also got some like, most musculars, etc. What are we thinking, mate?
Okay, so from that leg photo, the quads look very well developed, I would say. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. However, it's really hard to see from that angle.
Yeah.
Like adductors, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's really difficult to see from that angle. So I'm not going to say too much. Go up a bit. And then, like, the first thing that stands out is the chest. I would say the chest is very well developed. Yeah. I'm going to go what you said before with the other client, with the conditioning. I would say conditioning could be a little bit better. That would be, allow us to see, the physique in a better light, I would say. That upper cross region, so like the chest, I think shoulders could be bigger for sure, comparatively to that chest. It would give an overall better, like, thick look, I would say. And I would say, go back to that shot again. Again, it's hard to say because someone's physique looks so different when they're bulked up compared to their cut. But I would say the chest is overpowering a little bit, so I would bring up the shoulders and the arms going off that photo.
Yeah, I would say the thing is, like, with conditioning is it's very hard to get an accurate look at your physique until you are lean. There's going to be like fullness that holds well in certain areas, worse in other areas. Like, I'd say typically for me, I store a bit more on my torso, so my arms and delts look like they lag quite horrifically when I get quite heavy. And as I come back down, my triceps tend to then kind of take a bit of a lead, which is cool. So yeah, number one, I would say is conditioning, because that would give us a really clear assessment. And then, I mean, I think things are pretty balanced. It's difficult because there's some really good clavicular width up top. So that kind of almost makes the chest look a bit bigger than perhaps it is. That and being a bit heavier. So I'm almost tempted to say arm thickness could be improved to kind of match that thickness of the torso. I think that would balance things out. It wouldn't look horrific. But yeah, the number one thing I'd say is condition, and then we'll go maybe along. No, we'll go condition and then delts.
You just can't go wrong with delts. You can't.
Yeah, like if delts were really overpowering, I think it would make the physique as a whole look really good. Yes, you could still look at it and be like, okay, we need to improve arms and chest. But if you did if delts were overpowering, I think you'd look at that and be like, wow, that's a fantastic physique. Like that would.
For sure. I think delts is like, there's, again, it depends on what you're going to compete in and what you're doing it for, but like I would say delts are like universally a muscle that can always be bigger for 99% of people, because it gives you that like Superman bubbly sort of look, Ryan, yeah,
big man Ryan, this is a physique and a half. So obviously for anyone at home who's got -1 brain cell, we're judging the one on the right. Okay, we're not going to be judging the one on the left.
Fuck you know.
That's it. Okay, no.
He trains at PB, which is the gym I used to train at. I've chatted to him a few times, and like we've been talking over Instagram. That that is fucked. That's
skits.
What it is as well. It's like you look. Oh, I found, at least when I did my photo shoot, I looked a bit smaller than I thought I was. Like in this, because I've seen that line as well. That is fucking ridiculous. I think, like, generally, and we're going to nitpick here, I think it is really, really well developed. The first thing that stands out to me is going to be just developing the shoulders a bit more. I think the arm thickness is really good. I think chest is very well balanced and developed compared to the upper to the lower portion. The quads are fucking ridiculous. As you can see from the side shot, how much thickness he actually has in the arms, for sure. And then I am nitpicking it because the shoulders are well developed, but I would say bring up the shoulders, if anything.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go delts chest. I think if we look at that, like, cross section of the pec, it does look a little flatter compared to the arms. Like the arms almost overpower it a bit. So I think I'd go chest delts. But yeah, fucking nuts physique. Like, this is hard to critique.
Like, look at the difference in the legs. That is fucking ridiculous.
Hilarious.
I don't
Yeah,
know how long that transformation was, but is yeah, what the fuck?
that's nuts. That is fucking nuts. Okay, moving onwards. We've got our first men's physique, big man cams. Right. Here we go. Okay, so we'll go for most recent physique update. Okay, cool. So obviously we're judging from the men's physique poses. So we've got a modified side chest. We've got our front on shots. Beautiful stuff. And then, wow, that's nasty. Beautiful stuff. Okay, and then there's old physique. Okay, anyway, right. What are we thinking, mate?
I think I always start from the strong points. I think strong point, what stands out is the thickness in that chest. That is ridiculous.
Chest and delts and nuts. Chest and delts and nuts.
Chest and delts and nuts. That go back to the rear shot. Yeah, you can see the fucking shoulder development from the rear as well. That is fucking ridiculous. Like, because Cam is someone who's competed before, and I've actually seen Cam in person. I think he's taller than me. I think so. But like when I saw him in person, he actually is a lot bigger than what he looks in these photos, which is fucking nuts. And I think like by someone who has competed before, they're going to have a way more balanced physique. So it's going to be more difficult to find like weak areas. If I had to nitpick, I would say arms. I think lat thickness, shoulder thickness, trap thickness, that whole like upper region and the lats as well is fucking nuts. I would say bring the arms up a little bit would probably balance it out a little bit more. Go back to the front shots. Yeah, like from the front here, for example, having a little bit more roundness and fullness to the arms would do him a lot of good. But then again, like it's difficult to say because he is a little bit bulked up now. He's 100 kilos.
Yeah,
you know I mean, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to say. Typically, when people cut down, that like bubbly look then comes to the triceps. Yeah, that would probably be my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, he's put on a lot of size since then. I think the main thing for me, kind of looking at this shot and this shot, his arm is mainly bicep.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a touch more tricep would be good. I'd really love to see Cam do a side tricep. Like the delt is nuts. His arms are just very bicepy to me. Chest is nuts, delts are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I were to pick one more, it's difficult, but I'd maybe go on the route of lat width. Just from a class perspective, you can never have too much. There's incredible density and thickness here. Waist is holding really nicely in off season because he manages them super well. Really nice shape from the front. I just think when I look at this, the shape is nuts. And when I look at this, it just looks, do you see what I mean? It looks just a touch more narrowed off than I expected. That might be a posing thing though. This is really, really, really hard to critique. Okay. Cam and Ryan, you lads have something really, really hard to critique. Like we're getting to the point of like, if you came to me and you said, Jack, coach me, I want to focus on lats and triceps, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, Cam, just grow because you're nuts.
Yeah, literally.
It's one of those where it's like, okay, for the sake of the game, we have to pick something, but my God, are we nitpicking? So yeah, I think kind of Camille's going buys tries. I'm going to go tries lats. Don't take that personally because fuck me, what a physique. Anyway, moving onwards, we're going back to the clients now. We've got big man Luca. So Luca himself being more into his combat sports, his running and his powerlifting. Okay, so we're not dealing with a physique competitor here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to view things through the eyes of a physique competitor because that's kind of the best way to go about things here. Otherwise, it's really hard to judge because in terms of the other three things that he does, that's a fantastic physique. If we're going to nitpick something if we're going to nitpick your physique as a powerlifter, it's like, okay, there's pointless. There's no criteria for what's a good physique. So we'll go from the perspective of open bodybuilding, okay, or general balance. What do we think, mate?
Go back. Yeah, so obviously, again, I know Luca personally. I used to train in his garage back in the day. Shout out Luca, bro. That was actually unbelievable. That's how I fell in love with the gym. Anyways, back to physique. The main thing that stands out is the chest. Like, chest, very, very, very well developed. I think he would benefit from more arm, particularly more shoulder. I think again, like talking from a competitive standpoint, conditioning could be a little bit better. Obviously, that's not his priority, so I wouldn't worry too much about Luca. Is there any photos of his back?
Not that I know of. It's very rare we get something physique from him. I haven't got any physique shots in a minute. No, that's a client. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we'll just go from what we got and go from the front. From what I remember his traps are really, really well developed too. So
yeah, you can see from the front they look at.
Yeah, you can see the traps are really well developed. He's sort of built like a bench specialist, which is what I remember him to be. Like he was benching ridiculous numbers. When I was out in his garage benching like 80 kilos for one, he was repping like 120. Like it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say shoulders and arms, potentially a little bit of lat, to give him a little bit of a better V taper. Again, it's difficult because we don't have any rear shots, but that's what I would be leaning towards.
Yeah, I think the main two that I would go for is, I would say from a balance perspective, I think delts agreed. Just kind of filling out that a little bit more would just give a bit more kind of width to the limbs that would make it match the torso. And then I'm tempted to say quad. I think quad side delt, just generally make it a bit more X-framey. It's not gonna be perfect from a bodybuilder perspective. This is the thing, is when you're running into people who are very, very experienced hypertrophy athletes, it's really hard to pick like two. And then when you're dealing with people who don't have hypertrophy focuses, it's kind of almost like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like there's like 4 or 5 different things, but not to a big degree. So when we're talking about some physiques, it's like that's not going to make it open level bodybuilder. It's not going to make it hugely balanced. But if I were to pick two to kind of invest into the most, I would say side delts, because torso shape and thickness is great, and then quads, and then yeah, obviously a little bit of conditioning never hurt. But yeah, those would be my go-to. Okay, now we're going to big man Hayden, someone who's expressed interest in working with the both of us a good few times. So
as well.
What's that?
I think he's cutting at the moment as well.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's doing a photo shoot or what. So we've got a lovely before and after here, which is good. We're going to go, he's posing like an open bodybuilder, so we'll go from the perspective of open bodybuilder. Okay, so, I mean, delts are 100% a strong point. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it.
8 arms as well. I think I know what my two are.
Yeah, I know what my two are.
Go for it, mate.
Lats and hamstrings.
I can see that. I think from a balance perspective, I feel like chest and
like look from that shot specifically. His quads are fucking gnarly. Like because his waist tapers out downwards a little bit. I would develop those lats up.
Yeah,
just give him a better overall like V taper from the front.
I want to fix the leg posing. Pissing me off. Sorry, Hayden. Love you, mate. I think chest and lat. I think your limbs are great. You know, Mr. Limb, he's got it dialed. Sort out the fucking what is that? What's it called?
Oh, that's like that guy who does open bodybuilding. He's got one in his forearm, doesn't he?
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what it's called. But he like punched a window or something, and like he like flexes his forearm, and there's like a bulge that comes out. Or is that something different?
Disgusting. Yeah, I think I'll go chest and lat. You're gonna go lat and ham?
Lat and ham, I think so. Because that hamstring drop. Because to me, if you look at the upper cross, I think the chest could be brought up a little bit, but I think that's that's more proportional than the legs. I think that hamstring drop could be better, and it would give a better overall shape to his physique.
I see what you mean. Like the chest fits in more with your upper compared to like his quads are so dominant that more ham is kind of needed. With something like that can be posing related. I want to tweak your leg posing as well. Leg posing, definitely something that does need a little bit of tweaking, Hayden. Love you, mate. But obviously, again, here especially. But you're not currently competing, so it's, going to be a bit scruffy Here we look like we're slightly shrugged. I maybe want to depress the scap a bit more. But anyway, we're not here for posing. Yeah, you know what? Latin ham, I'm with you. I think you would get more bang for your buck there. But ridiculous.
Yeah, very good physique, very balanced regardless.
And then rounding things off, we've got
the dwarf.
the Hobbit himself.
The Hobbit.
If it loads, Instagram playing favorites.
Oh, we end it off in the Shire.
Yeah. I don't know if he got all of his shot. Okay, we have. Okay, cool. So we are at an off angle. So you got a side chest, back lat, the fucking
ridiculous. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Okay, we haven't really got all the shots. We'll go for these. Here we go. So side try, front lat, back double, front double. Me tanning Luke, brilliant Luke, ab and thigh, side chest, quarter turn, me with my fucking thumbs, brilliant. Okay, what are we saying?
It is just like a really, really well balanced physique, and like anything we say now is going to be very, very, very nitpicky.
Yeah,
I think like going from that shoulders always could be a bit bigger, but I don't think they're lagging in this part. I think shoulders are really well developed. You can see the side striations, and that is fucking lovely. Legs, I don't think legs are a weak point at all.
No.
Legs are really well developed. Like lats, fantastic V taper again. I think personally, I would go for a little bit more arms and potentially a bit more chest if I had to pick. I think everything else is really, really well proportioned.
I want to go. I'm tempted to say lats, but it's weird. Lats from the front, he's really good, but lats
from the back. So maybe like lat thickness. I would say.
Yeah,
I know it's cringy to say, but lower lat. I think
agreed.
Good.
Agreed. I think.
Nah, but like arms from that look good. That's the thing. Like,
I know.
Yeah, it is really funny. I think that's for sure.
Triceps, something that he struggled with for a while. Thing is, I know his chest is good in person.
Yeah.
So I might go. I think more delt or more tricep would add a lot to
that. More delt for everyone. Like
I'll go tricep lat.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. I think that would be I think tricep and lower lat, because his upper lats are really well developed. I think lower lats. Because from the front shot, it looks completely fine. I think from the rear, like you can see there a little bit more thickness. Even that lower back region, I would say, would give him a little bit more oomph from the back. Because I know he competed in Classic, didn't he? Classic.
No, novice.
Oh, novice. Okay.
You made me think there. No, he's just going novice and for UK DFBA juniors, I believe. So yeah, like regular bodybuilding.
Yeah, but he does look fucking nuts. And like, does he have the comparison with when he was last time on stage?
I have them on WhatsApp. Yes, he literally we showed them this morning.
Those are fucking ridiculous. I think it was just a gnarly fucking lineup, and like I don't know how he plays, how he fucking plays, because he brought like it's actually just day and night.
Mate, there were some freaks. I'm not gonna lie.
Ridiculous.
That's nuts.
That like
look at the lower.
We need to drug test him. We need to drug test Luke. I don't know. This is sus. He's lucky he's 5'4", because otherwise I'd be smelling something there.
Yeah, it's skits in it.
Yeah, like you can see there. Go back. That could be a posing issue, but like more lap.
I think that is a not great off angle. He's not got his face in the shot either. He's not like,
That is fucking dumb. What?
Oh, that's his off season. That's
is fucking gnarly.
I know, mate.
Relaxed.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
17 pounds up and leaner. Fair fucking play to Luke. Fair fucking play, lad. Well done. Anyway, that is everyone that we had interest in. So I think we'll wrap things up there, because we've been going a decent nick, and I want to get a meal in before my call at 6. Yeah, mate. Any kind of like final words of wisdom for people for any kind of lagging body parts or anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually really enjoyed that. We should definitely do that more often. obviously we can't do it regularly because like everyone hasn't really grown that much if we do it in like 2 weeks time. But like I would say everything that we said today, take with a pinch of salt. It is very much subjective to us. We're not judges. We're not judges' feedback like that. As if you're a competitor, the judges' feedback is the number one thing you should look for in terms of how you want to plan out, you know, what areas you want to improve on. Because fundamentally, sorry, I cut out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, fundamentally, you know, those are the people that are going to be judging whether you're winning or not. So listen to them above anything that we've said. But general rule of thumb, go bigger delts. You can't, like, if there's one body part that can get bigger at university, it's going to be delts. You can never have 2 big delts. The only person I think has had 2 big delts might be Marcus Will when he was like 300 pounds fucking lean. So like,
yeah, you really can't go wrong with delts. It's like pretty much all divisions you'll get rewarded for it. So yeah, and condition and delts. You're always gonna it's just gonna bring your physique to life. Adds a lot to it. Even day to day, just really does make you look ridiculous. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. If you want to get in on the next one, drop us a message on the links below. Camille has been Camille_Archer Academy. I've been Jack_Archer Academy. Follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify. If you want to get engaged with it, drop us a message on Instagram or drop us a follow and we'll go through things there. Thank you everyone for watching. Until the next one, have a good one. See ya.